Hareini Nozir min achartzani. Person says, I'm a Nozir just from the grape seeds. Min azagim, just from grape skins. Umin taglachas. He says, I'm a Nozir not to cut my hair. That's what he says. So he's putting a limitation on it. Umin atuma. I'm a Nozir not to contaminate, because we see later there's another type of Nozir, which is called Nozir Shimshon.
Okay.
Nozir Shimshon came about through a malach. That Nazirus, Shimshon was permitted to contaminate to the dead. It was only not to eat a grape derivative. So he says, Minatuma, Hareze Nozir. He's a full Nozir, B'chol Dikting Nazir Shalom. And all the aspects of Nozir apply to him. Even though he said Tuma, nevertheless, he gets the full gamut. Full Nazirus affects him. Let's see Rashi. Om Hareini Nozir. Minachatzad Oshom Hareini Nozir Minazag. Harehu Kamisha Om Hareini Nozir Stam. Although he was very specific, it's like just said Hareini Nozir Rashi. Shebekal Lolav Kol Didukei Nazirus. He's accepting upon himself all the aspects of Nazirus. Okay? Masnisin look Reb Shimon. So Gemara says the Mishnah is not going like Reb Shimon. The Tanya Reb Shimon Omer Enu Chayiv Achiyodur Mikulam. Meaning, if he's specific, he's not a Nazir. If he says Hareini Nazir, that's all inclusive. But if he only says he wants to limit it to one thing, he's not a Nazir. Rabbanan Amri no. Rabbanan say Afilo Nazir Elab Chad Min Havi Nazir. Even if he says just one aspect of it, he's a full Nazir. My time to Reb Shimon. What does Reb Shimon say? You have to be all inclusive, otherwise it's nothing. Amakro, it says Mikol Asher Yase Migefen Ayayin Bichatzana Mozak. Everything, whatever comes from wine, from the seeds to the to the skins. So that means it's all include. It has to include everything. Rabbanan, my time. What do Rabbanan say? Even one. He says just the seeds or the skins. Why? Amakro Miyayin B'Shecha Yazir. Because it says even from wine and newly pressed grapes. That already makes him a Nazir, even though that's not the full gamut, right? Reb Shimon, Reb Shimon Ami Hoksiv Miyayin B'Shecha Yazir. So what does he do with the pasuk? Right? What does he do with the pasuk that the Chacham based their position on? Right? Seems to be you don't have to say all of them. Even you say some aspects, the whole thing. On that, the Morin said, lesser yain mitzvah kain rishus. That even yain mitzvah is not permitted. Not only ordinary in an ordinary setting, even where there's a chiyuv. Mor says, what is yain mitzvah? So Mor says, kedusha v'abdalto, kiddush and havdalah. Make it on wine, right? Kiddush and havdalah. So Mor asks, so this is where Rabbeinu Tam learns. Harei mujra v'omin marsinai. What are you talking about? Where does it say there's an obligation to drink, to say kiddush on wine or havdalah on wine? Havdalah is only rabbinical. And even if you learn like the Rambam and it's a doraisa, it's not on wine. You just have to say, I'm able to be kodesh l'chol, it's sufficient. And what's kiddush? Vayachulu, no cup of wine. Wine is purely what? Rabbinical. Even if you learn it's a doraisa, according to somebody shown him, it's telling not to drink the wine. Just to say it on the cup of wine. So if that's the case, how, by saying you should be a Nazir, how does that contradict the Kiddush? It has no relevance to Kiddush. So therefore, what? So we're back to what does Reb Shimon do with the pasuk of the Chachomim, Miyayin v'Shecher Yazir? What does he do? Elo kihodi amarova shua shel eshte. Here, first says, I swear, she'eshte, I will drink wine. So what? He has a chiyuv to drink wine, correct? B'chozvama hareini Nazir. I will be a Nazir. He says hareini Nazir. That means, although he's bound by shua to drink, seemingly the second statement should have no value. Pasuk tells me, Asin Nazirus Chayil al Shvur, that despite there's a Shvur that goes and that holds it at bay, and he's not permitted to drink wine because of Hareini Nazir. Rashi, Elok Yodam and Rav, we'll skip a little bit. Shvur she'eshtem chazor Hareini Nazir, Asin Nazirus Chayil al Shvur. Hainu come a lesser Yein Mitzvah. What's the Yein Mitzvah? The Nishba Lishtos Ki'ain Rishus. He swore, I will drink wine. If it would have been a Torah law, then why do we differentiate? Whether you swear or whether Torah obligates you? Person first takes a shua, I will eat this loaf of bread. The second shua has no value. Right? Because he already was bound by the first shua to eat the bread. Al Rishon Chayiv, Mishum Shuas Bitui, Al Shnei Chayiv, Mishum Shua Shav. He gets Malchus for the second shua because it's a shua in vain. because the sheker of shua can't take place, because he's already bound to eat the bread because of the first shua. Bosem Hoshtimer, Miu Ikolon, Bishmine, the Kamachayev ala Shnio, Abagav Davi Nishba Levatel Samitzvah, the Name Chayla Ahoy Nishba Lishtois, Yayin. Yeah. Yes, you have to say what this is. Okay, 1 second. Okay. What's the olive here? It's going about Ranchburg in the margin. Okay, we'll leave it. Okay. Further. Shemar says, so what are we speaking about? The posuk that Reb Shimon, the posuk of the Chachomim, that they use as a basis that even if you say one detail, it's the full Nazirus, he uses that if you take a shvu, I will drink wine, they say, Reini Nazir in Nazirus is effective, and he's not permitted to drink wine. Okay? There you go. Shemar says, Benami, Rabban and Nami, Hami Boile, Lesser Yain Mitzvah Yain Rishus. Seemingly, there's no argument in this. If a person first swears, I will drink, and it says, Reini Nazir, it's Chal. But if the Chachomim use the posuk for this, for what they're saying, so how do we know the second halacha, the halacha of Shimon? Kein lema kro, so the Chachomim respond, Kein lema kro miyayin. It should say miyayin yosef. What does it say? Miyayin v'shecher. Right? Yayin is wine. What's shecher? Shecher is newly pressed wine. No. Shecher is newly squeezed wine, where it didn't ferment yet. So what do we need second? Shma minotarti. So you learn too. Yayin tells me the first halacha, that even if you're specific, you were full nazir. And the second, shecher, comes to tell me the second thing, that even though you first swore to drink wine, if you say arini nazir, and the zirus is chal. Somar says, Reb Shimon, hainu taimid, the cause of shecher, lalufi shecher, shecher l'migdosh. He's in the shecher, I need for something else. I have gzeir shava, shecher shel migdosh, tichsiv, v'yayin v'shech al teisht. Atu v'necho itoch. Right? Says that a Kohen to officiate after the death of Dodo Baviu, Torah says, Yain v'shech al teish, atu v'necho itoch, ma gabi nozir, yain hu d'litzer, avoshar mashkim lo. Here, what about the nozir who wants to drink whiskey? Right? Some other type of fermented beverage. Cognac, not cognac, plum brandy. Plums are not grapes. Right? It's specifically yain v'shecher. So just as the nozir is permitted to drink, although it's intoxicating, what about a Kohen? Is a Kohen permitted to eat and drink something that's intoxicating? A Kohen, wait. But if you learn Gzereshova, Shecher, right? Gabi Nozi, Av Yain Hu Delitzer, Abushar Mashkim Lo, Av Gabi Migdush, Nam Yain Hu Delitzer, Abushar Mashkim, Hamishtakar Lo. That's what Reb Shimon uses it for. Yeah? Shecher. See, he doesn't have the word Shecher to learn his halachas. He needs Yain to learn that it's Chal. And so, but the Chachamim who reject this Gzer Shava, right? V'lafuke, right? Reb Yehuda. Reb Shimon's coming to argue Reb Yehuda, because Reb Yehuda says no, it's not only limited to wine, which intoxicates. Any intoxicating beverage, if you drink it, the avodah is posel. The Tanya, Reb Yehuda Omer, ochal dveila kilis. Person ate, let's say, fermented dates. He let the dates ferment. He ate them, and he became intoxicated from this fermented date paste. V'shoset dvash. He drank date nectar, right? And he became fermented. V'cholov. The combination creates causes the person to be tipsy. Nichnas lemigdosh chayov. So what is Reb Yehuda? So that Reb Shimon argues. Reb Shimon says no. We have the Gzer Shava Shecher, just as by Nazir, it's limited only to wine, not to any other intoxicating beverage. Identically for the Migdosh, Avodas Migdosh, also, it's only what? It's limited to a wine, a grape derivative. But if it's made, if the intoxication comes from some other source, it's not a problem. Okay? Let's see Rashi. My Shecher. My usheichor shmatati lesser yain mitzvah yain rishus. This is the chachamim. Chonode nami elam chadminai havinos bikudos. I have two words. Af gabi koin abod the midish kishose yain hu delitzer. Avo kishose shamili the mashkin lo. Reb Shimon's of the opinion he drinks some other kind of intoxicating beverage, he's not in violation of anything. But he comes to argue, what does Reb Yehuda say? Kilas shemokum. It's dveila that comes from a certain location. The date paste that comes from a certain location, it's intoxicating. You become intoxicated from it. Okay? Rega. Second. Further. Okay? Ibo Seima. We could say this. Because we're saying the Chachomim, we say the Chachom, where do they learn it? Because it says, Miyayin v'shecher yazir. Right? So we say, even if you speak about one detail, so the Gemara says, Reb Shimon. So we answered, Reb Shimon uses it for something else. Ibo Seima, Reb Shimon, Leslie Yisachal Lisa. Yeah? Why does Reb Shimon, he doesn't hold the Yisachal Lisa? Even though you took a shvur not to drink wine, and now you say Harini Nazir, the Issa Nazir comes upon one of the other. The Tanya of Shimon Ochel Nevelus B'Yom Kippurim. Yeah? So if you don't hold of Isser Chalal Isser. So then you don't need a pasuk to tell me that if you first say I will drink wine, and you swear, then you say Nazir, it's Chal. Right? He says, Reb Shimon Leslie is Chal Isser, the Tanya. Shimon Ochel Nevelus B'Yom Kippurim Potter. Whatever person eats nevela on Yom Kippur, does he get malchus? Right? Let's see. Tega. Lo osi isa Yom Kippurim b'chayo isa nevela lo amina migo da osi Yom Kippurim v'toysev yisur gabi shar mili toysev namagev Reb Shimon l'tami dom misachas krisus dafil isa chomer lo osi b'chayo lo isa kal Krishna lemsechas, right? So again, you have to learn over here. Reb Shimon ochel nevela. Somewhere ask the question. Reb Shimon Leslie Isachal Aliser Pirush Ba'alma. Yeah. So Reb Shimon says you don't get malchus for eating on Yom Kippur. Yeah, you're not liable for curry. Since there's already in the issue, you're not permitted in the Velo, and he eats on Yom Kippur, so the provision of Yom Kippur cannot affect him. Because it's already also, but it's only malchus. Right, so what do you do with that? Reb Shimon cited a pasuk to support his position. It says, what is it? Nazir? Mikol hashiyasa. So that means you can't speak about just grape seeds or grape skins. Hear what it says. What about if you take a half a grape, which is less than the kazayas, and a seed and a grape skin? Do we combine them all to create the kazayas? That's what Torah said. The provision knows it's not either a full kazayas of grapes, a full kazayas of seeds, or a full kazayas of skins. Each one contributes to the kazayas. Yeah? Rashi. Even though of the great seed, he did not eat a kazayas. The skin, he did not eat a kazayas. Only in combination, yichayov. So Mara asks, Reb Shimon Leslie tziruf. So evidently, if that's the case, Reb Shimon doesn't know the concept of tziruf. Because Reb Shimon is using that post to teach me what? That you have to, it has to be all-inclusive. Right. So that means evidently, but if you needed to tell me tziruf, so evidently Reb Shimon, he rejects this concept of tziruf. Of combination. Tanya Reb Shimon Omer, Koshu Lamalkos. Yeah, Samar says, Shimon Leslie, the more tonight, Reb Shimon Leslie Tziruf, the Tanya. Reb Shimon Omer Alif, Koshu Lamalkos. First needs less than the Gzais in the Velo. You hear this? You get Malkus. You get Malkus. Less than the Gzais of the Velo. So what do you have to eat? Gzais? That's the korban. So first needs Chalev. Chalev has liability of what? Of koris. And you eat less, malchus you'll get. To be chayv a korban, you have to eat a full kazai. So that's the case. In terms of the Torah prohibition of malchus, if you eat less than exayis, a grape skin, you get malchus, less than exayis. So I don't need, the whole concept of tziruf has no relevance to Reb Shimon, because you don't have to put it together. So it's very good. Korban has no relevance to Nazir, right? So if that's the case, what do I do with the posuk? Yain, it says kol ashiyase miyayin min hagefen. What do I do with it? The gefen hayayin, evidently to teach me that when you make yourself a Nazir, you have to say everything. You can't be detail. You will not be a Nazir. Okay? Rashi. Ozil tameg. Reb Shimon let lo dorish be hay tameg. Ozil tameg lo mitzrich lay hay kro. He doesn't need mishum. Tziruf to Reb Shimon less late tziruf. He rejects the concept. Why? The ksav Reb Shimon afilo ochel kol shu chayiv. Don't believe even a minuscule amount. Omer bochat tzanav adzag lo yochel tiny Reb Shimon omer kol shul malchus. Lo omru shir achilus kazayis. What does kazayis have relevance to? El linyi korban, linyi shari surin shcheven al shkos achatos, go chaylev adam. So what if you chaylev adam with the liability is koris, right? B'chomitz b'pesach, also it's koris. Aval gabi nozki over al niziruso v'chol zago chertzin. Nazirus at the worst level, maximum it's malchus. So I don't need the person to tell me for tziruf, right? I don't need it. We'll have a chayv korban b'choshu mechayiv. Lo beino beitziruf hilka chovelo mitzrich. So what's the pasuk mean when it says kol miyayin miyena gefen b'kol yayin? That when you make yourself a nazir, if you only speak about one aspect, it's not enough to make yourself a nazir. It has to be all inclusive. Chayv krol hahi taimo deinu chayv achiur mikulon. Right? Achiyas mikulon. What's the Tosfos? Reb Shimon Leslie Yisachal Lisser. Reb Shimon doesn't hold of Yisachal Lisser. Pirish Ba'alma under normal circumstances. Keretanyo Vilaf Kro Hocho. If not for this post, Kavmina Hecho de Nishba Shlo Lishtos. V'shuv Hizim in Nozir. V'shose Yayin Lo L'chayva Nizirus. Yeah. First, let's say, would have sworn, I will not drink wine. I will not drink wine. Then he makes himself a Nazir, which is saying the same thing. He's not going to drink wine. And then he violates the Naziris. I would say what? He should not be Chayiv Malchus for drinking the wine. Right? Because already there was a negative. He swore he would not drink wine. Kamashlan Kroy Yisera, Dimyain V'Shech, Dim Nishba Shlo Lishtos, Kos there. V'Node Ben Nazir, V'Ovev Shosa Kos. The Loki Tati gets two Malchus. One for violating a Shua, and also, right? Mishum Shuaso, Mishum Nazirus. Yeah. There you go. So that's what it means. Reb Shimon Leslie Yisachal Lisser. Meaning, normally he holds Ein Yisachal Lisser. Right? But when it comes to Nazirus, because of the Pasuk, it's Yisachal Lisser. That's the exception. This is the exception. This is the exception. Good. Further. Harenu kishimshin. The person says, I want to be like Shimshon. What Shimshon? So what Shimshon is? Nozer Shimshon. Harenu kishimshin. Kibem Manoach. Shimshon was the son of Manoach. Right? Kibal Delilo, right? I want to be like the husband. What do you want to be? You want to lift 20,000 pounds. So it seemingly, what does that mean? He means he wants to be a Nazir. Otherwise, what do you mean? You want to be like Shimshon? Or you want to be like the Ben Manoach? You want to be like Bal Delilo? Kimisha Okat Losus Azo. I want to be like the one who uprooted the gates to Azo. It says he was able to go and lift up the gates to the Azo. I want to be like the one who had his eyes gouged out by the Philistine. Hareze and Nozer Shimshon. Any of these expressions is a Nozer Shimshon. Because it can only mean that. What else can mean but that? Okay? What do we have to give all these examples? I mean, you gave me an example. If you're referring, you want to be like Shimshon. Shimshon is Ben Manoach, Shimshon is Bal Lilo, Shimshon is had his eyes gouged. It's enough. What do we have to give all examples saying the same thing over and over again? Right? Lomali Mr. Kol Halein Tzrichi. You need a why. Di Omaharedi Shimshon Hava Amino Shimshon Achrino. Maybe Shimshon means, Shimshon, the one who runs who's the butcher. How do we know Shimshon means Shimshon Agibor? He didn't say Shimshon Agibor. Kamashlo Kiben Manoach. He says, no, Shimshon Ben Manoach. Viton Ben Manoach Hava Amino equal Miskri Hochi. There are other people called Ben Manoach. Kamashlo Kibal Lilo. Who could be Shinokro Plishtim Esainov. Let's see the Rashi. Dioma Kishimshin Vilsulo having Shimshin Achrinuk Komar Lohochi Oma Ben Manoach. Meaning you're learning it's all. It's not enough just to say Shimshin Ben Manoach. Viavomat Nami Kishimshin Ben Manoach Vilvat Havmin Ikinish Achrinu discreet. This person got the Leah, got Shlishit that his name was Shimshin Ben Manoach. Right? That's what you could say. Hochi O Ben Manoach O Shimshin Ben Hochi Komar Bedayu Behedra. No, he says no. He said Bal Delilo. I want to be like Shimshon ben Manoach Bal Delilo. O Kamisha Nokra Einov Esainov. So when you say Shimshon ben Manoach, either you say how do you qualify? Bal Delilo, or the one who has his eyes gouged out, or the one who lifted up the gates of Azah. O Sha'oket Los's Az, the Medallion Milsa that reveals Lo Havi Achrin. It's specifically speaking about Shimshon Agibor. So what does it mean? You want to be like him? It means to be a Nazir Shimshon. To be a Nazir like Shimshon was a Nazir. Okay? Comes out a little bit, because we're saying this. So when you read the Mishnah now, the way we're reading it, Hareini Kishimshin Kebema Noach. Meaning, you have to say all of them. If you say Shimshon, it's not good enough. You say Ben Noach, it's not enough. You have to say Shimshon Ben Noach Bal Delilo. Right? And if you don't say Bal Delilo, you could say Bisha Okad Losus Azor. And if you don't say that, the one who had his eyes gouged out. But Shimshon Ben Manoach, that you have to say, minimally. Shimshon Ben Manoach, who? A, B, C. Either A, either B, or either C. Right? The husband of Delilo, the one who has his eyes gouged out, and the one who uprooted the gates of Azor. Second. He says, let's see, he would have mentioned, Tosha says, he would have mentioned Shimshon Ben Manoach. He would just say, I want to be like Bal Delilo. Who's Bal Delilo? No, Bal Delilo, There's only one Bal Delilo. That immediately. That's what Tosha says, Rabbeinu Tam says. If he says Shimshon Ben Manoach, it's not enough. Because it could be Chaim Yankel. So then he has to say A, B, or C. But if he says, I want to be like Bal Delilo, or I want to be like the one who had his eyes gouged out by the Philistine, there's only one person. Or I want to be like the one who uprooted the gates of Azor. You don't have to say more than that. Then he's a Nazir. But if you say the first, just the first, then you have to qualify who that is. So if you start Shimshon Ben Manoach, then you have to say either A, B, or C. If you say A, B, or C independent of the first, each one independent is enough to make you into a Nazir. Because it's clear you're referring to Shimshon. Okay, let's see. Mur wants to know. The Mishnah speaker, he says he wants to be like Shimshon. Now, what's the difference between Nazir Shimshon and Nazir, a regular Nazir? Right? Ma bein Nazir Olam, the Nazir Shimshon. Shimshon was a Nazir for his whole life. So let's say a person say, Hareini Nazir Olam. I want to be a Nazir forever. Well, he is a Nazir forever. He is. A person just says Hareini Nazir, he's a Nazir for 30 days. But if a person says, I want to be a Nazir Olam, he's a Nazir forever, for the rest of his life. No. He's a Nazir for the rest of his life. So if that's the case, what's the difference between Nazir Olam and Nazir Shimshon? Evidently, there is a difference, because one's called Nazir Shimshon, one's called Nazir Olam. Nazir Olam, Hich B'tzara Mekel B'tar. Yeah? Let's say the Nazir Olam his hair becomes very weighty. I mean, how long could you go without a haircut? So when his hair becomes weighty, he's allowed to, there's a machlok shishon now, he's allowed to lighten the load of his hair. But when he cuts his hair, he has to bring korbanos. Yeah? He has to bring korbanos. Some Rishonim learn he's permitted to cut his hair even to the scalp. Even though it says, Hichbid Zaro Mekil Batar. He makes it lighter, make him with a razor. Or maybe Sholish Bemis, Vim Nitma. What happens if he becomes contaminated? Maybe Korban Tuma. Then it's canceled. He has to start over again. He has to bring the Korbanos of Tuma. Not start over. He has to continue. Right? Like a regular Nazir becomes Tomei. Because a Nazir, there's no counting. It's not you count the 30 days of your whole life. So if his hair becomes too much, he's permitted to lighten the weight. He has to bring Korbanos. Then he continues. Not counting, just continues. What happens if he becomes contaminated? No, there's nothing canceled. He brings the korbanos of Tuma, and then he continues again. Knows a shimshin hichbet tzara eino mekel. Just a person knows a shimshin. There's no leniency that he can make his hair light. He has to suffer with the weighty hair. Vim nitma eino maybe korban, because shimshin was never restricted for Tuma. He was only restricted in two areas: cutting his hair and not having any grape derivative. But Tuma, he was permitted to contaminate. Let's see Rashi. Yeah. Nozer Shimshu Mekel. Now he says, very important. So Tosas learns it literally. Mekel means he lightens the hair. He lightens the load, the hair load. You see Rashi, Tosas, next to the left. Lo megaleich legamri. He doesn't shave the hair completely. Avshalom shlogileich legamri shenit besaro. We find Avshalom at the end when he fled. Says he was hung. He broke his neck. His hair got caught in a tree, and he broke his neck. But you mean his hair had to be pretty long? It had to be long to a degree. So, but if you tell me he's able to take it's that long, he's permitted to shave it to the head. So how did he let his hair get that long? Evidently, he clearly can't shave to the head. He can only make it manageable at best. But still, it was always at a length that he could get hanged by it. Maybe Gilul Karbonis, B'Shor Shemeko, Halochel Mishsinai. Hear this? The reason why he has been, it's Halochel Mishsinai, the Torah doesn't discuss this. Every time he cuts his hair to lighten it, he brings 3 Karbonos. He says, how do I know that? Halochel Mishsinai. V'asmachta mi'avsholom. We use it only as an asmachta. Asmachta means it's a rabbinical reliance. Doma ashalem nedori. Nedorai chatus olav shlomim kenozator korbatum shtei sorim v'oshem. Okay? Yeah, okay, good. Nozer Olam Mandkar Shmeig. I mean, all of a sudden we're speaking. What's the difference between, until now, what Nozer have we been speaking about? A Nozer of 30 days. I mean, before we start making differentiations between Nozer Olam and Nozer Shimshin, let's talk about the difference between a Nozer of 30 days and Nozer Olam. There's no mention it. I mean, how does the Tana discuss something which hasn't been discussed before? It's like a given. How could it be a given? There's no background information on this. That's the first question. Nazir Olam Mandakar Shmei. Where has it been mentioned? Chasuri Mechsher. There's something that has been deleted from the Mishnah. Vochikton. Homa Hareini Nazir Olam. Hareze Nazir Beis. Hareze Beis. Hareze Nazir Olam. That's the Mishnah. A person is Hareini Nazir Olam. He's a Nazir Olam. Yeah. Okay. Homa Hareze Nazir Olam. Now that we've already established that you're more than 30 days in Nazir, you're in Nazir Olam, there's such a thing. Mabi, Nazir Olam, Nazir Shimshin. Now the Mishnah goes to ask the question. So what's the difference between Shimshin was also Nazir Olam? He was a Nazir for his whole life. Nazir Olam, Hichbet Tzara Mekel Batar. So Mishnah says the difference is Nazir Olam, if his hair becomes too weighty, he could lighten it. Or maybe Sholish Behemos, Vim Nitma, maybe Korban Tuma. Nazir Shimshin, Hichbet Tzara Eino Mekel Batar. He's not permitted to lighten the weight of his hair. And also, ve'eno maybe korban tuma. Name korban tuma. Korban hu d'lo maisi. He doesn't bring a korban. Avon nazir schayil leib, but he is a nazir. He's a nazir. So Via Tosa says something interesting. The Gemara says, it says korban eno mevi. So what is the inference of that? If he becomes contaminated, korban doesn't have to bring. But the connotation is he permitted to contaminate? He shouldn't contaminate. Why not? But if he's not in any way restricted, why can't he contaminate? But the inference, the mashmos, if he becomes contaminated, korban doesn't have to bring. Well, what's the inference of that? So Tosa says, "Av Naziris chaylei, kloma linyan she'os letamas lemesim lechatchilo." You see, but he should not contaminate to the dead lechatchilo. Something he shouldn't do. Who? Would he contaminate? How do you contaminate? That was he had to. He had no, that's going to war. So that would be true by any nozik. It's not a problem. It means to go in a cemetery. I mean, what Shimshon did, nobody else could do. He had to kill the Philistine. He had to kill them. That's not a problem. Okay. So Marash says, money must nisin. So if we're deducing from the Mishnah, although he doesn't have to be in korban, but he should not contaminate himself. Who do we attribute the Mishnah to? Lo Reb Yehuda, lo Reb Shimon, the Tanya. Reb Shimon Omer, noze Shimshon muta l'tamei l'mesim. Totally, if it's permitted, we have a problem with the inference of the Mishnah. If the inference of the Mishnah seems to say he should not, so the Mishnah cannot go like Reb Yehuda. Shkemotzinu b'Shimshon. How does he know? Where do we see that you're permitted? Shkemotzinu b'Shimshon nitmo. He became contaminated. Yeah. Where do you find he became contaminated? What does it say in the footnote here? Nobody, the Rishonim don't say anything on this. Because you find Shimshon, he became contaminated. Where did he become contaminated? Say anything. What does he say? Doesn't say. Whatever. He says, we find Shimshon contaminated himself. Where? I don't know. Reb Shimon Omer. Reb Shimon says, Omer. Nozi Shimshon. Yeah, Reb Shimon says, person says, I want to be Loma Klum. I mean, how did Shimshon become a Nazir? Hello. No, a Malach. Yeah. An angel. So it was the creed. Yeah. I mean, so he be a Nazir because that was God's restriction. Right. What do we have to do with Nazir? So Reb Shimon says, person's Iranian Nazir Shimshon means nothing. It's like saying, I'm going to be Shimshon. Could you be Shimshon? God makes you Shimshon. Right. So the same thing. Shimshon becoming a Nazir because God created that, but that only had relevance. To any other Jew, it has no relevance. So Shimon says it's not. So we have a Mishnah. The Mishnah says, person could say you're a Nazir Shimshon, and it's effective. And you're restricted in what areas? Cutting your hair, drinking wine, or any grape derivative. Contamination, lechatchila, not b'diavad, yes. You can't go like Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda says, even though it's effective, but lechatchila not. Lechatchila, even lechatchila, you're permitted. According to Rabbi Shimon, it's all meaningless. So who do we attribute the Mishnah to? That's the first question. Okay? Shim kol omen knows a shimshin loa klum. Nothing. Okay, Howard? You say it, you're saying nothing. Shlomatzin b'shimshin shiyotzos naziris bipiv. It's not something he accepted upon himself. It was decreed by the angel. Right? Rashi. Tells us, Shlomatzin b'shimshin shiyotzos naziris bipiv. Kloma lo nozer ben nozir. Elmi betin imo. He already was a nazir from the womb. Why? Come on, Harein kozeh shenodim benozir kedamino kido neder at shiyodim b'dover hanodor. What is it? It's hatfosa. If you have, I want to be like that. It has to be man-made. The Nazirus Shimshon was not man-made Nazirus. So how do I become Nazir? Because it's the takeoff of that. Person says, this bread should be forbidden to be like chazer. Is it anything? It's nothing. Because chazer is davar os, it's not davar anor. It's not man-made. It's God-made. So if Nazir Shimshon is God-made, by you saying, I want to be Nazir Shimshon, how do you become a Nazir Shimshon? You can't. That's what Shimon says. It's nothing. So again, who do we attribute the Mishnah? Money. Rabbi Yehuda can't go like Rabbi Yehuda. that you could even contaminate. The inference is only b'di'evet, im nitmo. Umasnisin ktoni im nitmo. It says only if he became contaminated. So what's the if? The inference of the if, b'di'evet. Others should say metame, not im nitmo if he becomes contaminated. So evidently the Mishnah holds the l'chatchili should not. Reb Shimon, Doma lo chayil lo li Nazir's klal. Can't go like Reb Shimon. There's no such thing as Nazir Shimshin, right? Lo le Reb Yehudi. It's going like Reb Yehuda. It says in the Mishnah im nitmo, which the inference is b'di'evet. Vaydi toni gabi nozer olam im nitmo. It's again, it's to maintain the symmetry of the Mishnah. If he becomes contaminated, he has to bring korbanos. Tonanami gabi shim im nitmo. But factually, what does the Tana hold? Tana is going like Reb Yehuda, that a Nazir Shimshin l'chatchila is permitted to contaminate himself. Here, Nazir Shimshin l'chatchila. There's no prohibition, there's no restriction whatsoever to contaminate himself. I mean, it's interesting. The Havamina, that according to the Tana, it's l'chatchila, not b'di'evet, not l'chatchila. What's the basis for it? Shimshin, there's no such restriction. So what do we come up with this l'chatchila b'di'evet? L'chatchila you should not, b'di'evet yes. You have to say it's like rabbinical. Rabbinical. So the Tana holds rabbinically you should not. Rabbi Yehuda says l'chatchila you can. That means so who's the Mishnah going like? On that, the Gemara answers no. Rabbinically, even the Mishnah holds l'chatchila. There's not even a rabbinic restriction for Nazir Shimshin, because you'd say, because you could confuse the two. Right. Nazir Shimshin with regular Nazir. Good. The answer is Tana holds even l'chatchila you permitted. You're not going to confuse the two. It's a whole different dimension of Nazirus. So why does he say im? To maintain the symmetry of the Mishnah. Because the Reisha says im nitma by Nazir Olams, it says im nitma by Nazir Shimshin. But it doesn't mean b'di'evet.
It's just a technical question. So if we go back to chapter 1, we said Shmuel said, I want to be like him, and he says it's good. The Nazir says it's good.
No, that's a yad. That's a yad.
Right.
That's a yad.
Shmuel says, yes, it's
No.
good.
No.
So why don't we use that logic here and say that we're passing in front? It would be good. I want to be like this thing.
I want to be like that. I want this to be also like the Velo, like Chazer.
Right, but they
Doesn't work.
no.
Why? Because in the Velo, it's Davar Osur.
Right,
Instead there, the one I'm saying will be like him. Torah says you can make yourself a Nazir.
right.
So if you can make a Nazir, what did you say? Hooray, I want to be a Nazir like him. Let's say he would have verbalized the word, I want to be a Nazir like him. Is he a Nazir? No. Of course he's a Nazir.
Right. Okay, so that's the difference between
Davar and Nazir, Davar Osur. That's how we're differentiating.
okay.
But that's Reb Shimon.
Right.
Reb Shimon says you can't make it because this is God made. So Mara says, Lema plukta dani tanoi. Let's say the argument between Reb Shimon and Reb Yehuda, whether you could make yourself a Nazir Shimshonat, is machlok. We find it by other Tanoim. Argument is Tnan. Hareo like kibchor. Yeah, he says this piece of meat kosher should be like bechor. Now a bechor is kodesh mirechem, correct? So that's God made or man made? It's God made. Rabbi Yaakov Oser. Despite that, Rabbi Yaakov says you cannot eat the meat, even though he said kibchor. Yeah. Rabbi Yossi Matir. Rabbi Yossi it's permitted. Why is it permitted? Because davar osur. Bechor is like saying chazan nevelo. My love, Rabbi Yehuda Sova look Rabbi Yaakov. Rabbi Yehuda holds that what? That Nazir Shimshin is permitted, right?
Yes.
Rega. No. It says, excuse me. Hareu Gebechor Rabbi Yaakov Oser Rabbi Yossi Matir. My love, Rabbi Yehuda Sova lo. Rabbi Yehuda said before that you are a Nazir Shimshin, you are, but you can damage Sova look Rabbi Yaakov. Domelo bin and Dovran neither. What do you mean? It should be Oser. Rabbi Yaakov Oser. Rabbi Yossi Matir. My love, Rabbi Yehuda Sova look Rabbi Yaakov. Right. The lo bin and Dovran muter. And neither. He holds like Rabbi Yaakov, that's why. Even Nazir Shimshin, although it's Davar Osur, it's effective. You're Nazir Shimshin, same thing here. A Bechor is Davar Osur, Davar Another. Davar Osur. So therefore he holds like what? He holds like Rabbi Yaakov. Reb Shimon, who says, why aren't you a Nazir Shimshin? Because it's not a Davar Another. So Rabbi Yossi, the Bina, Davar Neither. Seemingly it's the same argument. Davar Another, Davar Osur. Versus low. The Kuli Alma Bina, Davar Neither. Everybody agrees to be effective, it has to be drawn from Davar HaNider, something that's man-made. V'shani gabe b'chor. Here, b'chor is the exception. Why? T'chsiv bei l'Hashem. The Rabbis is a b'chor. It says nozin. It says noda l'Hashem. What is noda l'Hashem? It's coming to include the b'chor. What's l'Hashem? Even though God created the kedusha of b'chor, that is the exception. No, that's the exception. If you want to say it should be like chazal, like nevela, it's nothing. But if you wanted to say it should be like a korban, which is God-made, not man-made, it's effective. What's a God-made korban? What's a God-made korban? B'chor. That's the only korban that's God-made. Okay. Rabbi Yossi Amalach, no, Ahul Hashem Iboile, the Rabbis Chatzos v'Osham. Right? It comes to include Chatzos and Osham. That if you say it should be like a Chatzos Osham, yeah. So the question, what do I need it? Right? It comes that if you said this bread should be like Chatzos and Osham. Somewhere else, my Ros, the Rabbis Chatzos Osham, Lotzi B'chor. Right? What's the reason why? When you say it should be like Chatzos and Osham, it is, and not B'chor, and I exclude B'chor. Marba nichatz oshim sheim matfisim b'neder. No. Because there I'm identifying it. It should be the equivalent of something that was created by man. Yeah. See, it's very interesting. Yeah. Marba nisam chor she'eno maybe chatos oshim at sheyibuchuyev lahem. V'yom ezel chatos. Yeah. Oshim sheim matfisim b'neder. Shem matfisim b'chor b'neder. The nod of omeid mirechem avol gabe nozer kuliam bein Rabbi Yaakov bein Rabbi Yossi bino davar hanodor. They'll both agree that you can't be a nozer shimshin, right? That's the difference. But b'chor, yeah. If I have lashem, that's the exception. Under normal circumstances, but by nozer shimshin, where I have no posa to indicate you could become a nozer shimshin, then it's nothing. 1 second. Yeah, it's very interesting. I mean, Rashi alludes to Batos says explicit. I mean, so what do I need? He says, Lashem comes to include Chatzos and Nosir. Chatzos and Noshem. Chatzos and Noshem. How does a Chatzos become a Chatzos? You consecrate it. So what do I need a Pasuk? I know, Davar HaNoder. It says, Neder, Lindor Neder. Right? Lindor Neder means, when you make a Neder, it has to be Davar HaNoder. So what do I need? What do I need Lashem to include Chatzos and Noshem? Chatzos and Noshem is man-made. You consecrate it. How does a Chatzos become a Chatzos? You consecrate it. A Noshem, you consecrate it. Right. The answer is, let's say I didn't eat Chelif, and I say, I want this to be a Chatos. Could it be a Chatos? No. So it comes that God has relevance to it. It's only because God put a chiv on you, that's why you're able to do it. If I say something, I want to bring a shlomim, that's totally man-made. Right. So I would say, what's Davar HaNoder where it's totally man-made, from A to Z. Right. But here, Hashem had to first place in place the obligation. That's why. Maybe that's not called Davar HaNoder. Maybe that's not called. Maybe it's called Davar Osur. On that, we have Lashem. No, that's still also called. Since factually the actual consecration is through man, that's Davar HaNoder. But B'chor, which has nothing to do with man, it's natural. That's not. Okay, that's the Machlokes Rabbi Yossi and the Chachomim and Rabbi Yaakov. Okay. There you go. The rabbis is a b'chor v'yosi amalach ahu mi boy l'Hashem the rabbis chatz oshim arois l'rabbos chatz v'oshim lotzi is a b'chor marba niyas chatz v'oshim matis b'neder motza niyas a b'chor shein matis b'neder Rabbi Yaakov amalach no b'chor nami matis b'neder. Why? The Tanya shel beis rabbeinu omru minay lenolad lo b'chor shmisoch edro, because he learned. It says in beis rabbeinu, if there was a b'chor born into the herd or into the flock, yeah. Tochedro, shemitza olav l'chakdisho. Hear this? that even though it would be naturally be kadosh, but there's an additional mitzvah to consecrate it. There's an additional mitzvah. The mitzvah lakdisho. Wait, there's a mitzvah olav lakdisha. Nemar hazocha tagdish. Here, Rabbi Yosef Malach, the mitzvah lakdisho. Even it's true. There's a mitzvah to say it should be kodesh. Let's say you didn't say it. Is it consecrated? It's consecrated regardless. The statement doesn't make a difference. There's a mitzvah to make the statement, but what is the effect of the statement? Nothing. That's what he says. The mitzvah lakdisho ilo demagdishlei. Milo kodesh. Isn't it kodesh? It's kodesh regardless. 1 second. Bechor bekar v'nomet tugdash bechor api de kodesh midrechem milo kodesh hilkoch lavdov nodu came the ino elo mitzvah ba'almo. It's not an actuality. Gabi, stop. Gabi noznam yoksiv lashem. Right? It says lashem, so maybe noz lashem means what? Maybe that comes to include noz shimshit. Homi boile. That comes to tell us the story, that story which we had in the Dorim. He says, I never ate of the oshom of nozir tomei. The nozir became contaminated. Except there was an incident one time. That one we had to go in the Dorim. What was the story? Shaboy min adorim. Miod mechot shaboy min adorim. Yefei naim v'tov roi. You're this beautiful looking man. He had beautiful eyes, v'tov roi. He had a beautiful complexion. Uktusosov sduros taltalim. And his locks of hair were arranged in a beautiful way. Why are you destroying this hair? Such beautiful curls and locks. He says, I was a shepherd. I worked for my father. And I went to draw water from the well, from the spring. I saw my reflection in the water. Here? And he didn't look normally in a mirror. All of a sudden he sees tremendous beauty. And all of a sudden I was taken over by my Yetzer Hara. I was overwhelmed by my Yetzer Hara. And he wanted to destroy my life from this world, meaning to do things which are unacceptable. So he said, I said to him, I said to the Reika, you nothing, you empty one. How do you pride yourself in a world it's Hashem's world? Who do you think you are? Because you have such beauty, you're nothing, you're a zero. So lios rimav toleo. This beauty ultimately is going to turn into maggots and worms. It's all nothing. That's what he said to himself. Havoda, he says, I swear. This is what the shepherd said. I swear, shagalecha lishmo, lishmei. I will cut you off for the sake of Hashem. I will take this beauty and consecrate it to Hashem, meaning to be a nazir. Omarati v'noshakti al rosho. So Shimon outside says, when I heard that, I went and I kissed this person on his head. Omarti lo kamoscha yirbu nazirim b'Yisrael. The quality of you being a nazir should increase. It's totally l'shem shemayim. Alecha kosav omer ishkiyafli neder lindo nazir lahazir lashem. You're the real thing. So therefore, lashem is not superfluous to learn out nazir shimshon. Okay? So stop. Therefore, there is no basis. Therefore, we reject the position of Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda, this is Rabbi Shimon. This is Rabbi Yossi. Therefore, Rabbi Yossi says he's matir. Not Rabbi Yossi. What's his name? Rabbi Shimon. Therefore, Rabbi Shimon rejects it. Someone says, Shimshon lav nazir, Abba. How do you say Shimon wasn't a real nazir? V'oksiv ki nazir elokim yeh hanar min habeten. He says, what did the person say to the parents? He will be a Nazir Elokim from the womb. 1 second. So the question, how did he become? Hosa Malachu Dekomer. Right? The Malach decreed it. It's not she said, my child. Right? If she would have said it, then it's something else. There you go. So Rashi says, the Manoach, who's the father of Shimshin, the Manoach Komar Lo Milso, who said to Manoach, make your child into a Nazir. So Manoach would be the one who would have to make it. His father, it's Dover Anodor. The other mothers, a father can make a son into a Nazir, right? As a child. And Moshe says, no, Malachu to come. It's not he was told to Manoach to make his child. The Malach directly, Ki Nazir Elokim Yanar Min Abeten Avol Mipi, Manoach Lo Yotzim. Manoach had no relevance to the status of Shimshin. Let's see Tosus. Lo Chalti Asham Nazirus. Shimon Atzah said he never ate from the Osham of a Nazir. That's the one who became that. Av Shara Shama So Yochel. Avol Osham Nazir Sho Yekosha Me'enov Lochlo Fisha Eno Bo Elo BeNazir Shenitba. Why did he eat that? Because that's only a Nazir who became contaminated. And what's that? Kem Shenitba Ho Yodoi Penim Schore Dal Nidro. Maybe he regrets he ever became a Nazir. It's like it has a semblance of Chulam Bazora. Shayom Yiplu. No, maybe Chulam Bazora. Lechom Arkos Hashem Klomer. Shetchilas nidro legamri l'shem shamayim. Yeah, this Shimon HaTzadik understood from the story that this young man told him this was totally shem shamayim. He's not, even though it was lengthy and burdensome, the quality of this person's nazirus, there's no way he's going to regret it. Avashar nojim, stomach nojim. So when they have a problem, they make themselves a netter because they want things to get better. Aveiro shabiyodon k'litztar l'chabra lavonam. When they see it's just too much, they start having second thoughts. Maybe it was too much. Mimasha Gomru Bedaton, Korov Leos, Toal Rishonos. Somewhere S. Yeah. Further. So now the Gemara wants to know, where do we find it? Shimshin never contaminated himself. Right? He never contaminated himself through the dead. Right? That's reviewed. He says, he's mutal tamid meshkim otzinu b'shimshin shenidmo. Now, where do we find Shimshin contaminating himself? Right? That's Mar's question. Okay? Minon did me lemesim ilem b'dichsiv b'lechi hachamori kesi elafish. Right? He used the jawbone of a donkey to kill 1,000 Philistines. Uri goribu v'lo nogabu, meaning he hit them with it. Right? But he didn't touch them. He didn't touch the corpse. Right? What's Guri Gori? He engaged with them. He cut them up and they died. He says, Tosis learns, not that he hacked them with the jawbone. He threw the jawbone like a boomerang. Right? Like, the Aborigines do in Australia. I need David here for this one. Okay, you can describe it. He smoked 30, then he stripped the clothing off of them. So how do you strip the clothing? They're naked. You have to touch the bodies. So you see, he wasn't makbid on tumah. Maybe he stripped them first naked, then he killed them after they were stripped naked. Maybe when it says he removed their garments, that was before he killed them. It said he smote them, then he took the garments. So it seems to be they were corpses. Then he stripped the bodies of the Dilma Gosin Shavinu. Maybe they were on the brink of death. They weren't dead yet. Which means not it's the Kabbalah that what he first killed them, and after they were dead, he stripped them. So therefore, we see he's permitted to contaminate. The Gamri, the Katlino, Mamish, Vodish, Lachinu, Vapilam, the Omar, Kibri, Al, Enim, Matamim. He says, there's an opinion that says that Kibri, Akum, not Matame, that's oil of a Bemaga. Everybody agrees. So how did he touch them? Evidently, it's clear that Nazir Shimshin is permitted to contaminate to the dead. To be continued.